The restaurant's dim light flickered across the room, shadows stretching with each pulse as I nursed a glass of whiskey neat. My eyes locked onto the couple in the corner booth. My wife, Emma, radiant as ever, laughed with a sparkle that once belonged only to me. It could have been a lovely moment, if not for the man seated across from her. His hand slid beneath the table, caressing her thigh, and my grip on the glass grew tighter, the faint clink of ice echoing in the silence between heartbeats. A surge of anger and grief twisted inside me, but I held myself still. For weeks, I'd felt something was wrong. The endless late-night meetings, her sudden secrecy with her phone, and the unfamiliar cologne lingering faintly on her clothes. It all pointed in one direction. Tonight confirmed what I had feared, but fear wasn't all I brought with me. I'd been preparing for this moment carefully, deliberately. Confrontation alone wouldn't do. Emma had broken my trust. Martin, the man's name I now knew, had disrespected my marriage. They deserved more than anger. They deserved accountability. What I planned wasn't revenge. It was justice, patiently built and meticulously designed. I had hired a private investigator who gathered everything I needed: photographs, messages, dates, places. A neatly compiled dossier of betrayal. It wasn't for the courts. No, this was personal. I wasn't aiming to destroy her life, only to make her feel the full weight of her choices. The next morning, I set my plan in motion. Step 1: Exposure. Martin came first. A quick dive into his social media revealed he had a wife, Claire, a kind-looking woman who often shared pictures of their 2 children, family picnics, vacations. She deserved to know. I arranged an anonymous meeting at a coffee shop and brought the file. Claire arrived with apprehension written on her face. I despised being the one to shatter her world, but truth was better than ignorance. When I slid the folder across the table, her hands trembled as she opened it. She scanned the photographs, the messages, and tears welled in her eyes. I passed her a tissue silently. After a few moments, she lifted her head, her voice shaking but steady. "Thank you for telling me," she whispered. "I need time to process this, but I'm grateful you were honest." We exchanged numbers. She had her own plans for Martin, and together, we would make sure his world didn't stay untouched. Step 2: Confrontation. That evening, I prepared a candlelit dinner at home. When Emma walked in, her face lit up at the sight of the table set with crystal glasses and her favorite flowers. "What's the occasion?" she asked, kissing my cheek. "Just wanted to treat my beautiful wife," I answered, forcing a practiced smile. Dinner flowed with easy conversation, work, neighbors, upcoming holidays. But as dessert arrived, I knew it was time. "Emma," I began, my tone calm but unyielding, "I've been thinking a lot about us." Her smile faltered. "Oh, about what?" I reached beneath my chair, pulled out the file I'd given Claire, and slid it across the table. "I think you should see this." Her face drained of color as she opened it. Page after page of evidence stared back at her. Her hands shook, and tears filled her eyes. I can explain," she stammered. "There's no need," I said firmly. "I already know. I've known for weeks. This isn't about excuses or explanations. It's about consequences." "Please," she begged, desperation creeping into her voice. "Let me make this right. It was a mistake. A horrible mistake." "Mistakes are accidents," I replied evenly. "This was deliberate. And I can't forgive that." Step 3: Resolution. I had already met with a divorce lawyer. The papers were ready. I slid them across the table. "Sign these. I don't want the house, the car. Keep it all. All I want is my dignity and to move on." Her tears fell freely as she signed, but I stayed resolute. She had made her choice. Now I was making mine. As her pen scratched across the paper, a strange calm washed over me. The weight of betrayal lifted, replaced by the first breath of freedom. But one step remained. Step 4: Accountability. Claire and I arranged to face Martin together. We met him at his office, ensuring he couldn't avoid us. When he saw us walk in, his face flushed crimson. "What is this?" he demanded, his voice unsteady. "This is your reckoning," Claire said firmly. "We know everything, and you're going to face the consequences." I handed him a copy of the file. I watched his bravado collapse with each passing second. He scrambled for excuses, apologies, anything to salvage himself. But neither of us cared for his words. Claire had already begun divorce proceedings, and Martin's career, built on a polished image, was about to take a devastating blow. Walking out of that office, I felt something close to closure. Emma and Martin had made their choices, and now they were paying for them. It wasn't revenge. It was reclaiming my life, freeing myself from their shadows. In the months that followed, I focused on rebuilding. I poured myself into work, reconnected with friends, and eventually started dating again. The scars of betrayal didn't vanish overnight, but they became part of my story, a testament to my strength. And one evening, sitting in my new apartment with a glass of whiskey in hand, city lights glittering beyond the window, I realized what I finally felt: peace.